Welcome to our channel, where you can get the fastest, most complete and most dramatic updates on the unmissable developments in The Young and the Restless. If you are a diehard fan of family drama, love, betrayal and power, then this is the place you cannot take your eyes off. And right now, let's explore a new shock in Genoa City when Audra suddenly joins hands with Kyle to fight against his own family, opening up a storm of power that shakes the entire Abbott family. No one in the Abbott family could have expected that Kyle, the son who seemed absolutely loyal to the family's tradition and honor, would secretly join hands with a dangerous character like Audra. Everything started from a series of dissatisfaction, disappointment, and pressure that weighed heavily on Kyle's mind. The lingering conflicts with Jack over his role in Jabot, the latent contempt from Diane, and the shadow of his past have made Kyle feel like he's living in a gilded cage. Shiny on the outside but stifling on the inside. Audra, sharp, ambitious, and never one to miss an opportunity to manipulate, quickly sees the cracks in Kyle's heart. It doesn't take long for her to approach him, planting sweet but calculating words in Kyle's head. She paints a vision where Kyle is no longer seen as the rich kid of the Abbott family but as a powerful, independent man who can control his own destiny. Audra whispers about her own projects, about the possibility of manipulating Jabot's shares, and about overthrowing Jack's power to put Kyle in a more worthy position. The allure is like a sweet poison. Kyle gradually falls into a trap that Audra has set for him, with no way out. He began approaching business partners, gathering confidential information, and making moves to undermine his father's position on the board. Kyle and Audra's secret nightly meetings became more frequent, and their working relationship quickly turned into something more dangerous. A passionate but conspiratorial alliance. However, what neither of them had anticipated was Diane's violent reaction. Diane had always been closely following her son's every move, not only as a mother but also as a woman who had walked in the shadows and understood the dangerous pitfalls of power. She quickly noticed the change in Kyle's demeanor, the secret phone calls, the distant gaze during family meetings, and especially Audra's increasing presence in her son's orbit. It didn't take Diane long to piece it all together. When she learned of the secret alliance between Audra and Kyle, her anger exploded like a storm. She confronted Audra directly in an impromptu meeting, where words were no longer a gentle means of communication but sharp blades. Diane did not threaten with mere words. She looked straight into Audra's eyes, with a cold gaze like steel, affirming that if she did not let Kyle go immediately, the consequences would be more than just a wound in the heart, but could be the end of her career in life. She made it clear that she had stepped over the bodies of her enemies to protect what she loved, and would not hesitate to do it again. Audra, for the first time in months, felt a feeling she had long lost, a fear. Although she kept her face calm, she knew that Diane was not someone who would joke. And what worries Audra the most is that Kyle seems to be wavering. His mother's fierceness makes Kyle feel guilty, and his betrayals begin to keep him awake at night. He is no longer sure whether the price he is about to pay is really worth the blind ambition that Audra has poured into his ears. Diane does not stop there, but also begins to take quiet but extremely effective steps. She hires a team of private investigators to follow Audra's every move, trace her past relationships, and dig deep into the secrets that Audra tries to bury. The information collected quickly becomes a sharp weapon that Diane is ready to launch at any time to suffocate Audra from the inside. Jack, after being revealed part of the truth by Diane, also begins to doubt his son. Despite his heartache, he was forced to confront the possibility that Kyle, the man he had trusted with so much responsibility at Jabot, was up to something unacceptable. This not only fractured the relationship between father and son, but also plunged the entire Abbott family into a new crisis. Meanwhile, Audra begins to feel pressure from many sides. Diane's threats, Kyle's growing coldness, and rumors of her being investigated, all of which are slowly losing control. She tries to salvage the situation by accelerating her plan to attack Jabot, but is unexpectedly thwarted by an unexpected person, Billy. Billy, after discovering some clues in the company's financial system, begins his own investigation and quickly discovers signs of a hidden conspiracy. With a close relationship with Jack and Diane, Billy does not hesitate to rush into battle to protect Jabot from the risk of being manipulated from within. He engages in a battle of wits with Audra, not only using his reason but also his deep understanding of human psychology that he has accumulated during the turbulent years of his life. The battle between Audra, Kyle, Diane is not only a clash of intrigue, power and love, but also a symbol of the confrontation between personal ambition and family morality. Things gradually get out of control when Audra decides to strike back with a never-before-revealed card. A secret related to Diane's dark past that, if made public, would completely destroy her current reputation and position. Diane, faced with such a dangerous attack, does not back down. On the contrary, she is willing to sacrifice her honor if it can save Kyle from the corruption that Audra is causing. In a bold move, Diane organizes a family meeting with the presence of Jack, Billy, Kyle and Audra. Here, she does not hesitate to admit her past mistakes, but at the same time exposes Audra's entire plot in front of everyone. She presents clear evidence that Audra has manipulated and used Kyle and sought to take over Jabot from within. That moment is a turning point. Kyle, facing the full truth for the first time, is devastated. He feels used, manipulated, and most of all, humiliated that he has turned his back on the people he loves most. Audra, with nothing left to lose, leaves in a rage and hatred. But Diane knows, she will not stop here. Another storm is approaching, and this time, the Abbott family must prepare for a ruthless battle, where the enemy will no longer hide but will strike straight at the heart of unity, trust, and love. What happens next is sure to be full of surprises and explosions. Don't miss it! Please follow, like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates on exciting episodes of The Young and the Restless. Thanks for watching and see you